Michigan wins the game again, 30-24. Ohio State's last-second touchdown drive attempt falls short, and the winning streak ends at 11 games. Ohio State falls to 3 games in the game now to their biggest rival. First loss in that series for Kyle McCord, and as we do after the game, every game, we are grading Ohio State's quarterback 18 of 30 today, 271 yards, 2 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions. The one early that set up Michigan's first touchdown, one at the end of the last possession where Ohio State was driving for that potential go-ahead touchdown and could not get there. Steven, what is your grade for Kyle McCord?
I'm giving him a D- because that interception lost him the game. And it's an oversimplification, but you lost by 6 points, where Michigan was basically given an extra touchdown because you had in this area that we're standing in right now, that he threw an interception, and that ended up being the difference in the game. Now, I thought he settled down in the second and third quarters, and quite frankly, and I was talking to Andrew about this as we were headed to the press conference, he was doing it again. He was doing the Notre Dame thing. I'm going to take this team down the field for a late game winning drive for a touchdown, and I don't completely blame him for that second interception. His pocket blew up on him, and so he couldn't step into it and make the throw that he wanted to make, but he was doing it and was about to make up for the biggest mistake he's made all year. But it didn't happen. And so you got to grade him off of what he actually did. And if you take that interception away, Ohio State literally wins this game because that's the difference.
Very possibly. It ends up being a 6-point game, and that was directly led to 7 points. Ohio State couldn't stop the 4th and inches, make the 4th and inches stand there later. Andrew, what is your grade for Kyle McCord?
Yeah, D. You lost the game. You kind of run out of ways to say it. I think from the second quarter on, I don't think his play was D level. I thought he improved. It looked like the hamster wheels were going very quickly early, and it looked like he settled down. He had that throw to Marv, which, by the way, unbelievable catch by Marv, where he got interfered with. He had the one-handed catch. But the throw from McCord to step up in the pocket, to know when you're about to get hit, to lead Marv like he did. I mean, I know, great catch, but great throw. Like he would do these type of things. Ohio State put up some points in the second half against a really good defense. I thought Kyle McCord played better than a D, but you have to give him a D because of what happened, right? Like, you can't ignore the interception in the first half, which put Ohio State down 14-3, which kind of put them in an uphill battle the rest of the game, right? Like, he was asked about this after the game, and he said, look, I was looking at the linebacker. I wasn't, the guy jumped the route on the inside. I was looking at the linebacker. I should have thrown that one in the dirt. He knows he did wrong. He knows he messed it up, and we had talked about this for weeks and for months, that plays like that are what decide games like this, and that's exactly what happened. So it has to be a D because Ohio State lost, not directly because of, but one of the big plays of the game was a Kyle McCord interception in his own end.
It's definitely a D result for the team at best. I mean, to lose this game for the 3rd straight year. I'm going to go C- though, because you can't ignore the good things he did. But the overall value of it, I mean, listen, a C- wasn't going to be good enough to win this game. And I feel like one of the things that Kyle McCord is going to have to address, that this program's going to have to address in the offseason, was that as we graded him after each of these games, and my God, are we the greatest quarterback experts of all time? No, but I think we're giving an informed analysis of what happened here. And I know we gave him like kind of universal A's after the Michigan State game, right? You and I both did, Andrew. And I'm trying to remember how many other A's he got this year. It just felt like this was a year where you lived a lot in the B, B-, C range in terms of what people thought you were doing out there on any given week. And the highs weren't high enough, and some of the lows were very loud, and that included today. And, he's – by the way he talked today, obviously expects to be here next year, be his team's starting quarterback, and has a chance to go out and, lead this team to a more successful season or another successful season. By the way, 11-1 is not a terrible season. But in the hugest game of the season, and I said this early, I said this multiple times. You can listen to it on podcasts going back to the Notre Dame game. You can only ask him to do that so many times because leading touchdown drives, when you have to have a touchdown against other really good teams, this is the best team they played all year, best defense they played all year, you're not going to bat 1,000 there. And that's what they asked him to do today. And I'm still the C- I think is as high as you can go, though, because the mistake early on, and it wasn't, Ryan Day was asked today, what did you think of Kyle McCord's play? And I thought this was an interesting answer. Well, you asked about Kyle McCord's play, and he pivoted directly off of that and just said, we lost the rushing battle, we lost the turnover battle. I don't think he would probably blame him too much for that second one, as you're saying, Steven, but that first one was a hole that they couldn't climb out of. A lot more talk about this on Buckeye Talk, and get the text 614-350-3315. All sorts of news is going to keep churning out about Ohio State football in the coming weeks, and that's the best place to get it, right to your phone from cleveland.com.